Hello and welcome. My name is Mark and I'm from I Am Organic Gardening, and I'm going to show you how to build healthy garden soil by just using sunflower seeds and winter rye. Located in front of me, I have 2 acres. 1 acre I planted up already, which is 100 feet wide and 400 feet long. And we have some winter rye growing. That's the nice green haze you see growing on your left-hand side. And we're going to be planting up the right-hand side with the same material of sunflower seeds and also winter rye. The sun has just risen a little bit over the tree lines, so it's going to be easier planting now so I can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to walk in the field spreading the sunflower seeds. There's going to be approximately about 10,000 plus on this side in this acre, and I'm going to do it all by hand on a seed spreader that straps onto my chest, and I just basically turn a handle and they shoot out in front of me. This is the seeder I'll be using, and when you turn the handle, the front plate just spins and sends out the seed. And here I have about, probably more than 10,000 sunflower seeds, and they're all edible. I do not know the variety name. They were given to me as a gift when I was 10 years old, and I've been saving them since then, so they're about, the variety name has probably changed a couple times, but that was like 40 years ago. So I think they're called gray stripe or white stripe or something like that, because they have the stripe on them. They're edible, and a lot of other catalogs have them for sale, but they just call them probably sunflower seeds for cover cropping. Then we just add them to the top hopper. And now I just put this in front of me and I spin away. Now, to make the walking around with the sunflowers a little bit more enjoyable, I have a set of headphones that I wear, and it has an AM and FM radio in it. It's battery operated, rechargeable, and it's a great thing, and time goes by very quickly. Now, the next thing I'll be spreading out in the field is a 50-pound bag of winter rye. And I'll show you the label. Now, this is winter rye. I cannot mix it with the sunflower seeds in the same hopper at the same time because it's a lot smaller and they'll come out at different rates. I find out it's a lot easier to spread them separately. This is what winter rye looks like. It's a small grain, and it grows all winter, so if I plant it now, it will stay green for the next 8 months, even in the snow. And what's nice about this in building soil, that root will stay alive all winter long and feed the soil. Now we just add our seed. And we're ready to go for another walk. I'm standing in the middle of the field, and what you're looking at right now, that green haze that's about, say, 2 to 3 inches tall, that's the winter rye. It's only a week ago. that I planted that, and now that's how much has grown. And then we'll take a closer look and I'll show you the sunflowers are up too. In that week's time, and I haven't been out here, it has rained for the last 5 days out of the 7, and it's been at least in the 90s and humidity's at least in the 90%. I've had really good germination with the sunflower seeds already too, and you can see here, like this one right there, that's sunflowers. It's the large green leaves inside the grassy area. And here's another group of sunflowers already growing. So hopefully the sunflowers will grow tall enough quicker or about the same rate as a winter rye. So here we have a nice grouping of sunflowers that I planted about 2 months ago. So hopefully this whole field that I'm planting up should look something like this, or a lot better. And with a large sunflower about 8 inches across, filled with seeds, and it will feed the bees before the winter sets in. And every so often, I don't know how it does it. I don't know if birds bring sunflowers from other farms or whatever too, but I always get a couple of mixed sunflower seeds in with the other ones. Very unique sunflower. Now I have both the sunflower seeds and the winter rye spread out, and now comes the easy part. I get on the tractor and I just mix it into the top ½ inch of the soil so the birds and the rabbits and squirrels don't get to it too quick before it rains tomorrow. And you can see here with the rototiller on the back of my tractor, I just run it at a very low RPM, and then it just gently rakes these seeds into the top ½ inch of the soil. And the reason I'm doing this is to build soil, and I'll show you. And you see here that I dug down a little bit of a soil pit. It's about 8 inches down. I have a good topsoil that I've been building over the years, but I still have this hard pan of clay down below. And what I'm going to do with the sunflowers in the winter rye, the sunflower is going to grow quite rapidly compared to the winter rye. It's going to send out enormous roots and get that mycorrhizal fungi growing in the soil. The winter rye will take it over, and since I'm planting the winter rye now, the sunflowers will die off in, let's say, October, November after the frost, and I harvest the seed heads. But from then on, the winter rye will continue to grow all winter. Even if there's snow on top of it, a foot thick, the sunlight goes through the snow and keeps that grass alive and still feeds the soil underneath. So you're talking about at least 8 months from today that I'll terminate it next May, and basically I'll have a living root in the ground for 8 months, keeping that fungus alive. And here I have some winter rye. So how is it going to be building soil? It's going to keep that mycorrhizal fungi alive, and that fungi will put out a glue called glomalin and make soil aggregates. I will dig up this winter rye and I'll show you the aggregates. So how it works is this: to make the aggregates, your winter rye grass or any kind of perennial or anything you choose to put in your garden is going to take that sunlight through photosynthesis, is going to take that carbon out of the atmosphere, make it into a kind of a liquid carbon, send it down into the roots, and from the roots it's going to go into the mycorrhizal fungi, and it's going to build these soil aggregates. Now when you crumble this apart, you can see how it stays together in little pieces. And that's where all that glomalin is being held together, and there's little air pockets in there, and water can go through there, and it's a living, breathing, healthy soil. And right here inside of my hand, there's over 1 billion microorganisms living in this area right now. I have another example. I'm going to show you how the sunflower and also the winter rye builds healthy soil and builds soil aggregates and loosening up that clay underneath that hard pan. You can see here on this sunflower plant, this is just one, how large the root system is to help break up that soil, and also to activate the mycorrhizal fungi in that soil, the spores, to come alive, and also to invade this root. It's a good thing that invades a root because it has to have a living root. Mycorrhizal fungi has to have a living root in the ground as a host to actually work better in the soil. That's the only way that the mycorrhizal fungi can grow in your soil, is off of a living root. I want to show you this about a sunflower, why it's important to use them. Right here you have a large taproot that goes up. That's the first thing that usually comes out of the seed and goes straight down into the soil. That's going to try to break up the soil as much as possible, and then all the other little fibrous roots come off on the sides, on both the left and right hand side. Now with all the roots in the ground spreading across the soil and in the soil, even if it's hard, is that it's spreading across and it's looking for mycorrhizal fungi. So let's say that white dot here is a spore. Now that will send a signal to the plant, and then that will go inside the root through fungus and invade the root, like I said before, is a good thing, and then it will start growing mycorrhizal fungi in your soil. So now with the mycorrhizal fungi growing, that started from the spore that invaded the root to start growing down, that the fungi sends out a hyphae, which is the fungus root, that will go down into your hard clay soil and start breaking that up, and then keeping it open, because what it exudes or squeezes out from it so it doesn't collapse on the fungi again also too, is called glomalin or glomalin. A lot of people say it two different ways. Now that is going to keep that soil open forever, and once that's in place, you have built soil aggregates, and that's where your water and your air can go through that hard pan or clay soil and keep it open. And what's feeding the mycorrhizal fungi is not organic matter. It's not leaves, wood chips, or hay. It is actually the plant is taking in the sunlight and then making sugars and enzymes and pushing it down into the roots and feeding that fungus. And in turn, it says to the fungus, I will help you grow, but you have to help me grow. And what I need from you is to go out and find minerals for me and bring it back to me. And in turn, I will give you sugars and carbohydrates and proteins. And that is how soil is built from day one. This is how it's built, a nice, healthy soil all over this planet. And it is a living part of this planet. And if you can't plant sunflowers and winter rye together, it is perfectly fine when your garden is done to plant up some winter rye to keep that living root in the ground for the next, say, 7 months after your garden is done. And it will stay green all winter long. It doesn't winter kill off, and you probably have to terminate it somehow in May. It will get up to about 2 feet tall, and then it will also throw up a tassel on about another 3-foot stem with a seed pod on top of it. So you have to terminate it earlier before that if you wish to keep it at bay so it doesn't get too out of control. And the best thing about building soil with sunflowers and winter rye, especially the sunflowers, because let me cut the top off, is that you get this beautiful sunflower head with some delicious seeds that will surely ripen up soon enough and are delicious. And I thank you very much for taking time out of your day for watching my video. If you haven't done so, please subscribe. Always looking forward to seeing you again. Thanks.